Hill.
Yep.
Knopf.
Here.
Serafini-Brooks.
Here.
Simon.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Mayor Lynn.
Here. Previous minutes. I hope you all read the minutes that were emailed to you. Any changes to them? I need a motion to accept the minutes of last month's meeting.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor? Reading and approval of bills. Administration.
AmTrust for the workers' comp payment, $1,765. Chase, $52.21. Solicitor Stewart Hall, $140. Comcast, $175.26. Friends of the Renovo Library, $500. Quill, $164.29, and the TCC, $119.06, for a total of $2,913.82.
Building.
PPL, $177.37. UGI, $139.63. Wallwell Sanitation Disposal, $140, Susquehanna Fire Protection, $215.45, for a total of $672.35.
Police.
Verizon, $119.57. Chase, $51.99. Wex, $220.95. Comcast, $431.17. Mergus for the annual firewall subscription for a laptop, $1,730. Willits Copiers, $171.60. Commonwealth University, $477. And PASSHE Commonwealth University, $5,500. For a total of $8,702.28. Sorry,
Police.
that was police.
That was police. Streets.
USDA pickup truck loan, $206, USDA dump truck loan, $364, Chase safety vest, $31.42, Wex, $406.71, Tony's Hardware concrete bolt starters, $405.92, PPL garages and $59.66, service garage gas and internet was down $55. And PPL Highway 33.48, PPL Highway 8, $156.34, and PPL Highway 8, $2,205.11, for a total of $3,923.64.
Gallery.
Parks.
I have a question.
PPL,
Get to me.
$194.74.
You said the gallery, huh?
Wex, $102.50, and Tony's Hardware mower deck trimmers and stuff, $109.81, for the total of $507.05.
I need a motion to accept.
That's all right,
Pay the bills.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Now, gallery.
I have a question. Have we done any more in this zoning change or anything? We're just gonna kind of forget about it? Cause I don't want something nasty to come into this town. And industrial, anything can come in here, there's nothing we can do about it. It was brought up, it was put on hold over a month ago. I mean, I'm old, I'm gonna die here in a few years, but I got 18, 19 grandkids living here. I don't want to live around some shit that's gonna be biohazard or shit. And my second thing is, what happened to the lab over here was supposed to come in? It's supposed to have equipment here in 2 weeks and I haven't seen nothing. Did they back out or?
We haven't had any word on that. I was gonna check into that.
Yeah.
Busy with something else.
Last I heard, they're still in the process of getting all the formalities for the building and everything. That was last I heard.
Yeah, I was just curious, but this zoning thing really concerns me.
We have.
Cause you read all the time, they got one up around Brookville, where I was born and raised. They're trying to put one in Warsaw Township out in the middle of nowhere. And they can just put it in, and once they buy it, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Yep.
As long as it's zoned industrial, instead of commercial, you ain't got a
No
important leg to
conversation.
stand on.
Yep, you're right.
We haven't done anything with changing the zoning.
Is it up for discussion? Are you gonna discuss the zoning? Or you're just not gonna discuss it?
I mean, we could put it back on the agenda for discussion, but anybody's willing to come that wants to ask or show their opinion, they can. I brought it up, put it on the agenda, and it got tabled, and it's gonna be, I guess, until people have that conversation again.
So can we put it on the agenda? When will that be?
Soonest would be next month if we wanna put it on the agenda again.
Okay,
I think it's something we need to talk about and discuss, and just not say, well, gee, we'll get to it later, then it's too damn late.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up quick when I became mayor, it was one of the first things on my mind.
so it'll be on the agenda next month, so we can discuss it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely, we can ask to have it put on the agenda for next month, and we can bring people here to discuss it for sure. And anybody can come to the gallery and discuss it at any time, but if we put it on the agenda, then we'll basically be voting on it.
Yes, that's what I'd like, so it's not just the gallery, so you guys can discuss it also.
Yep.
Because
I-
we
I
can
think it
discuss
needs
all we
change.
want, but we don't make the
We won't be
decisions.
voting
Kristi,
on
go
it.
ahead, cause you're,
There'll be no
you know,
voting on it.
we can converse.
Yeah.
You,
I don't know.
We can discuss it at
You
the
can
next
dis-
meeting, that's
yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah, we can discuss it at the next
Yeah.
meeting, yeah,
between,
between us, yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's gotta go, basically, we would have to vote to even put it through solicitor review, then it has to go to zoning hearing board, then once it comes back from the zoning hearing board, then it has to be published, and then the solicitor has to handle all that, it's gonna get published, it would be a couple months even if we vote on it, but that's,
My
I think we'll
thing
get the ball
is,
rolling, yeah.
if nobody's talking about it, they can just build something without the town having any say whatsoever.
Yes, 100%, yeah.
And I don't want a hazardous waste plant next door. It'll kill the property values. Yeah.
Okay, anyone else from the gallery?
Airbnbs though.
I'm here for the RCTA, the Renovo Community Trade Association. They just wanted to make an offer to the Renovo Borough to help out with the 14th Street Borough. That now that it's down, and they're willing to, they're looking for different ideas to what to do with that ground. And one of their ideas was to make full hookups to accommodate food trailers and other vendors. They would like to see a decent sized pavilion put up for small concerts and stuff. And, this would bring in the food vendors and maybe crafters or something like that could be used in that area. The site could also be accommodated for some, primitive site to use for vendors and tents and canopies. The project would also incorporate new sidewalks, ADA access, lighting, landscape, and such as trees and beautification. The site would be composed of mostly hard surface to reduce maintenance for the borough. And then the project fits the RCTA outline of creating new business in the area, at low cost to, young entrepreneurs. We also hope that the borough can use this as a stream revenue. The borough would be able to issue permits for a fee. If the borough is willing to partner with the RCTA and help write the grant, then the RCTA would help cover the cost of if it's a match of a grant.
Yeah.
RCTA is willing to.
Is Kyle Stewart on the RCTA?
Yes.
So, yeah, I brought up the, idea of doing RVs, and then I talked to him and he came up with this idea, I think it's an awesome idea. And also, it's like a lot of things that
Yeah, actually Kyle was gonna come here, but he had something he had to take care of tonight.
Yeah, he brought it, I said, that's a great idea, cause he said, I'm concerned about having RVs here and making it look trashy in the front of town, and like, I guess I can kinda understand that, and then he brought this up, I thought it was awesome, because we can't use flame and foliage lot for stuff as the borough, but
Right.
that we could use, and so we could put that.
Yeah, and that's what we brought up at the RCTA meeting, was that we have the money that we can match the grants, or at least as part of the match.
Yeah,
And so that we could help out the borough to match and do something with that vacant lot,
instead of being a tax liability.
where you could get some kind of tax revenue or funds from the permits. The only thing that RCTA did say that they do not wanna own the property.
Yeah.
They're willing to help in every way that they can. They've actually taken this to the county planning office, and the county planning office offered to come and help design and lay out, and so that the plans could be submitted and approved, so that they're aware of what's going on, and they would approve any planning that
So-
has to go through the
So
planning.
Steve knows, and that's good, yeah, that's awesome.
So, that's what, they just asked me to come present it to you today and bring the papers, and they said that, you know, they're willing to step in and help in any way we can.
Awesome, we appreciate it.
That sounds like a good idea.
Thank you.
Maybe get some of the vendors off the side streets and get them down there in that lot.
That was actually what Kyle said, and that's the downside, is everything was built so that the main street's on Erie, but really,
Yeah.
it's Huron now, and we don't really have any vendors there, so that if we could offer that, then it creates a
Yeah,
little bit of a
cause there should be
commerce
water
area.
access there somewhere. Somewhere had to be water in there.
Well, we left it, we actually have, we got stub out for one, just so we have it, yep. So we can expand it, so it is.
They're doing a good job getting that all tore down and cleaned up though.
They are, it's great.
Anyone else at the gallery?
I'm done. I complained enough.
You don't mind, I just have a few things I wanna say. First, I'm not coming here as an adversary to anybody, okay? Due process is the number one thing in this country, and it will be followed. I will not back down from it. There are 3 things that you have to do, and this is the most important thing. Knock on somebody's door, say hello, post a note, and then send your certified letter, and then just charge them at the end. The problem here is, Maryland Council President members and Borough Secretary Citizens Renovo. I stand before you today not as an adversary, but as a resident of this borough, a taxpayer, a citizen, and a person who has, on 4 separate occasions now, since 2022, been failed by this very government that's seated before me. Now, obviously not the same people. I have forgiven this borough 4 times. 4 times I have extended grace. 4 times I have chosen not to sue, not to escalate, not to expose. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you plainly and publicly that I'm going to litigate this. I don't want to, but this is how it's gotta be. The first violation in part 1 of my speech was the assault in the courtroom that happened in 22 or 23. The first time this borough forgave me, and I forgave you. Mr. Dave Walker, your ordinance officer, your current council member, and the man who sits at this table tonight assaulted me in front of a magistrate district judge. Let me be clear. An assault did occur in a courtroom in front of a judge. He signed that affidavit. I had it plain to rights, and I forgave it. And here's what happened next. The judge signed and certified my statement. The judge confirmed what happened. The judge put his name and authority behind my account of Mr. Walker's conduct, who, by the way, is a great guy. I forgave that, and I moved on. I gave this borough another chance. Part 2. The second and third violations was this last subverted election. The election, in many, many ways, was challenged to the elections director, Marie Boileau, and in a smoking gun, that's basically what I can say, is she gave it all up. She didn't feel she had to. That's not what the law says. So, I ran for mayor of borough, the election was subverted, and the people that were responsible for that subversion, including the elections, Marie Boileau and others who knew, or should have known that the sitting mayor at the time, Eugene Bruno, did not in fact live in Renovo Borough. Let me say that again, the man running for mayor didn't live here, and we all know that now. We're not even... So, under Pennsylvania law, a candidate for municipal office must be a resident of the municipality. Mr. Bruno was not a resident of Renovo Borough. Yet, he was allowed to remain on the voter rolls
Can I ask
and
what,
continue the general.
where are you going with this? I see your stack of paper.
I'm explaining why I'm suing you,
Okay,
okay?
okay,
And then I'm gonna leave, and that's the end of my.
that's, I was just wondering where
Okay.
we're going. with
That's
this.
where we're going, we're going
Okay.
to federal court.
Okay,
So, under Pennsylvania law, a candidate for municipal office must be a resident of the municipality. Mr. Bruno was not a resident of Renovo Borough, yet he was allowed to remain on the voter rolls. He was allowed to continue on the general election. My campaign was right to fair election. My right to fair election was undermined by the very people charged with protecting the integrity of that democratic process.
I think that you have the right as a citizen of the borough to contest that. Okay.
Through the
Okay.
courts?
Through a court?
Through the Elections Bureau,
Okay,
who did not,
okay,
and literally
Okay.
walked the other way.
okay,
Tracy, let him speak.
yep, I'm just.
I challenged that election, raised the issue, and what happened? Nothing. The borough did nothing, Marie Boileau did nothing, the system did nothing, Mr. Bruno was allowed to proceed, and the voters of Renovo were denied an honest election to include the good new mayor. The fourth violation, and this is what just happened yesterday. And don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, he does a lot for this community, and he works his ass off, and I get it. All right, but like I said, no due process, all right? And in this country, you are given due process regardless. And this has happened over and over and over again. Pretty sure that he didn't follow the rules with everybody else either. Mr. Walker, the same man who assaulted me in court, issued a citation against me, but he issued it without following the law. The Renovo Borough Code requires a written notice to comply served either in person or by certified mail before any citation can be filed. It requires a 30-day cure period. I received neither. No certified letter, no personal service, no notice on my door, no conversation, nada. And when we got to court, Mr. Walker seen who he was facing, because I beat him before, and this whole situation went out of control when his phone beeped and whatever, and he had to be excused for an ambulance call, which he drives the ambulance, right? Well, there's a problem with that, because Mr. Walker did not qualify for an emergency excuse. Mr. Walker claims he was leaving to respond for a fire call. Under Pennsylvania law, this claim fails for multiple reasons. First, the legal definition of emergency under Pennsylvania Rules of Judicial Administration, Rule 1950, does not apply to individual volunteer obligations. Pennsylvania Rule of Judicial Administration 1950 defines an emergency as an event or events that cause or threaten the destruction or partial destruction of court facilities, significantly interrupts the performance of court operations, or poses a threat to the health or safety of court personnel, court users, or the public within that building. A personal phone call or a fire pager is not an event that threatens court facilities, is not significantly enough to interrupt court operations. Furthermore, it does not pose a threat to health, safety, or court personnel or the public. Mr. Walker's individual volunteer obligations does not meet this definition. In fact, you have to have a badge. You have to have a badge signed after you fill out an application by the county president judge. Second, the emergency rules are designated for president judges to declare judicial emergencies affecting entire court facilities, not for individual litigants to declare their own personal emergencies. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court has authorized president judges to declare judicial emergencies for events like floods, hurricanes, terrorist attacks, and pandemics. These rules authorize the closure of entire courthouses. They do not allow for the individual prosecutor to unilaterally decide that his volunteer obligations excuse him from court. Third, Mr. Walker had no legitimate documentacy, which was the badge and the paperwork that I was telling you about. and there's no way he can come up with it, otherwise he would have had it at the time. Fourth, his timing demonstrates bad faith, not an illegitimate emergency, suspicious timing of the call. Immediately upon seeing the defendant he was facing supports and interference that the call was a pretext to avoid proceeding, which, by the way, they have withdrawn the case. This is not conduct befitting a public official who has sworn to enforce the law. He cannot demand the citizens follow the law while he himself refuses to remain for court proceedings he initiated. Under Pennsylvania Rules of Criminal Procedure 140A, paragraph 1, the punishment for direct contempt may include a fine of not more than $100 or imprisonment for 30 days or both. When I go back to court, I will be asking for that, and I am holding him in contempt. Just so that we get that straight, and just so we can skip some of this, a separate ethics complaint has been sent to the county judge regarding the emergency stopping of the procedure. Under 42 U.S.C. subsection 1983, any person who is acting under color state of law deprives another secured by the Constitution shall be liable to the party injured. Under color of law means using the authority of a government position to commit a violation. Mr. Walker uses and has been using his authority as an ordinance officer to issue citations. And why? We already have one. Why is he doing it? He uses his authority as council member to vote on the ordinances he enforces and the budget that pays his salary. That is precisely what the conduct of the Pennsylvania State's Ethics Act prohibits. Under 65 Pennsylvania Consolidated Statute, subsection 1103, a conflict occurs when a public official uses his authority for private pecuniary benefit. Mr. Walker has done exactly that. And the borough as a municipality now is also liable under Mondell versus Department of Social Services, 436 U.S. 658, paragraph 1978. A municipality can be sued when its policy or customs causes constitutional violations, the borough's policy of allowing a council member to serve simultaneously as a paid ordinance officer and then failing to correct that conflict after multiple violations is precisely the kind of custom that Mondell was designed to address. Mayor Lynn and members of council, I don't expect you to applaud this speech at all. I don't expect you to thank me. I expect you to sit there in uncomfortable silence because everything I said tonight is absolutely true and everybody here knows it. The people of this borough deserve better than what it has been given to them. They deserve due process. They deserve a fair election. They deserve elected officials who follow the law and not officials who believe the law does not apply to them. I am suing to get justice for myself in this situation, but I'm also speaking tonight to demand justice for every citizen of Renovo who has been failed by this borough over and over again since 1975. And that's it. Thank you for your time. I mean, this is where we're going and this is what it's come to. It shouldn't have come to this. I've forgiven you guys 4 times, and yet there's no education at all. 3 simple things. Talk to somebody. Knock on their door. Post a note. That just costed this place thousands and thousands of dollars.
Okay,
We can't, no. And at the end, and in the end of this, we cannot continue having this man legally as our ordinance officer. He has to be removed immediately. The laws conflict themselves.
Can I ask what you got fined for? Can we ask what you got fined for?
Grass. Something simple as high grass.
Then why don't we cut your grass? It's that easy.
The point here is not high,
Everybody-
wait.
No,
The
everybody
point here
thinks
is not
Renovo
high
cuts the
grass. I don't
grass.
care if the grass was 18 feet high. There's 3 things he has to do by federal law. That is called due process.
Good luck.
And now I'm going to sue all of you
Good luck.
because this has happened 5 times. That's not good luck.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
an
Good
open
luck
and
with
shut
that.
case, honey. You
No,
better
it's
get
not.
over it.
I'm not
Thank
gonna
you all.
get
Have a
over
good night. You can work all you want.
Good
there,
luck
bud.
with that.
Somebody's trying to figure out who he is.
Boy, pay my bill.
He threatened us a million times, just,
Next
Who
in
is
the
it?
gallery.
he lives in a yellow house up the street from me.
10-foot high grass.
Yeah, cut your grass, that easy.
Yeah.
As everybody else
My
does.
name is Tiffany. I recently moved here a few years ago. I'm a real estate investor, came here to invest in this town, this community. I've been hit with nothing but backlash from the community, negatively. My family's been assaulted, my children have been assaulted repeatedly. Nothing's really been done. It's all been handled by the state police, which they don't really do much. And I'm kind of at a loss because I wanted to stay in this community. I wanted to invest in this community. I had great ideas for a hopeful future. But recently I received a letter from you about real estate and how anyone who owns rental properties have to have them inspected. There's lots of legal mumbo jumbo in it that doesn't make much sense for someone like me, a small time investor who I have 5 houses here in town, 2 empty lots, and none of them are rented. They're all being renovated just to be acceptable to rent. But these new rules that have been
Where am I supposed
enacted
to send the tax to? He doesn't
have
own the
put
house.
a kibosh on that because I really don't, I'm not against having fair, equitable housing.
Oh.
You know, I think everyone deserves a safe, happy home. And I know there are many people that are renting out here that are not living in acceptable conditions. I understand that. But the rules that were put in place, they don't make sense either. Having an inspection once a year, that's silly. For someone like me, I'm not ready to be a rental person. That's saying I have only 1 month to get my rental units ready to be rented, or I have to wait 12 months. That's really, it hits hard on my financial budget as a person. Besides that, the criminal, the violent acts on members of this community, it's out of control. There needs to be something more done, and you need to make sure that we have better policing. My husband had his leg broken off of Ontario Avenue and 7th last year. My son has been assaulted in the parks multiple times. Yesterday, he was attacked by a boy while he had his 5-year-old sister in the river. He was held under water. He was punched repeatedly. My daughter could have floated down river because of this child and his assault of my son. This is unacceptable, and not enough is being done. It is not okay that I can't even let my children, the police told me that my kids can't go anywhere without supervision. They said you shouldn't let them out of your sight. My son is 16 years old. He should be able to walk the streets in peace without fear of taunting and attack. When he goes out in public, these evil children show videos of when my husband was assaulted and bleeding last year, and laugh and taunt. It is insane, the level of depravity that's being allowed to just walk the streets. It's sickening. And as much as I wanted to contribute to this community, I think I have to leave because it's not safe. That's all.
Next.
Doesn't council have any questions for her?
What about the police? Where's the police?
Is our officer here?
No.
He's never around.
Apparently.
They don't have him available. We have to rely on state police, which takes almost an hour plus to respond.
May I speak to her? The situation we have here is we only have a part-time officer.
I
Okay?
understand.
So he isn't always readily available.
Yep.
However, I'm gonna speak as a former council person. Did you get a hold of him? on
I have
anything?
previously, I talked to officer, the one who stepped down. I've been in contact with him before, but no, I haven't talked to the police officer after this just happened yesterday. I've been in touch with the DA, the victims advocates. I've been in touch with my lawyer. My lawyer's, filed complaints with the district attorney. I've been doing my legwork. And yeah, I'm fed up. I can't continue to live in a place where my children can't even go outside of my home. And I have 5 houses. If my kids can't even be outside of their homes that they own, there is no reason for me to be here. And there is no reason for me to invest my money in this place.
If I may speak again, I think the, police committee should get in touch with Officer Drollinger and have him talk with her about this incident. I mean, to put a child underwater like that, pretty scary, in my opinion.
That happened in South Renovo, we don't have.
That incident, yes,
Yeah.
yesterday, yes.
Different borough.
Yeah, but the other incidences have happened over here.
And
When
they're-
my husband's
They're
foot
still
was
in court,
broken.
right, Tiffany?
No.
So it's all been.
No, we're suing them, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's.
Yeah.
We tried to get, assault charges upgraded against the attackers, and the DA didn't wanna hear it. They didn't wanna reopen it because that would, well, what my lawyer said is that it would most likely state that the cops didn't do a thorough investigation and they came to their conclusion ahead of time and pushed the matter, and they don't want to open a new, case again. So,
Are these attackers juveniles?
they're juveniles and adults.
Because the juveniles should be referred to juvenile court.
There's juveniles and adult attackers. And they've attacked both my adult husband, me, and all of my children, both in South Renovo and in Renovo Borough. So it's happened across the bridge on both sides.
Well, I think something should be set up with the events that happened in the Renovo Borough with Officer Drollinger. Just my opinion.
We can't hear you. No, them.
I
They're
can
talking among themselves.
get a hold of
there.
Drollinger and I think you can talk to him directly, to make you happy. I don't know
No,
what
you
you can
gotta
do
do this first.
if it's something that, so South Renova is not us, so we can't do anything about that.
Right.
But Renova was like,
Really?
and these ones have already been reported, the ones that happened over here. So they're, yeah.
Do you have some ideas?
Wouldn't help.
Do you have some ideas on how we can make things improve?
Well, I mean, the only thing that we can do is try to increase policing.
I think policing needs to be increased,
Well,
period.
it's been something that we're
There,
working on.
there needs to be a budget
We know
that
it,
is increased
but
in
we
there.
don't have the
We,
money.
yeah, we don't have the budget,
But
but
the
we
money's
are
not here
onboarding
for
another
it.
officer right now. So we are actually, we've been working, we have a contract with another officer, a 5-year contract, so that we have 2 officers. So, cause we are trying to, problem is, we're remote. You wanna get the police to come out here, you have to pay them more. We don't have the budget to be competitive, so it's kind of a rough spot to
It's a
be.
catch-22, I understand, but
You
as
stay here for all, then we'll go to Lock Haven or somewhere else that pays more money, unfortunately.
the citizens are the ones that are paying the price. The children that can't go to the parks. There's parks and they can't even go and enjoy them because I've talked to my neighbors. They don't even allow their young children to the park, and they live one house over from the park over on Ontario Avenue. And she won't even let her children, her grandchildren go to the park because there's been so many negative interactions with the older children, harassing, bullying. There's adults selling drugs in the park. There's supposed to be a camera, but nobody references it. So I don't know, I don't know. I hear from my neighbors a lot.
Mayor Lynn, I wanna apologize for saying you're Mr. Officer Drollinger's boss, I forgot. So, you're the one who needs to talk to him, and I apologize for that.
That's okay.
Shall we move on? Anyone else in the gallery?
I actually came here for something on the lighter side. I don't know if Mitch brought it up yet this evening or not. The wall, when you go into or out of East Renovo, the wall that's on 120, the cement wall there in Drockton Hill, is that owned by the borough? Does that?
Danny said no, it's owned by PennDOT.
Yeah, it's owned by
It's
the state.
PennDOT.
Yeah, they'd have the
Alright.
footage.
I was just,
But I've actually, I've actually offered to take care of the paint, and I think it would be cool to paint something on it that says, like the most remote town in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, all you
And that
gotta
way when
do
you
is
come around,
solicit
it actually
PennDOT.
says something, and it looks nice,
It
and I would literally
Yeah.
do that and donate the paint
You can
myself.
paint it.
So if we can get the okay for it, from PennDOT, I
mean,
would gladly offer that
it's a real
service.
eyesore when you come into
I
town.
agree.
I mean, now we're trying to make improvements, and I just thought this would be nice if that could get painted, and I understand we have the younger, kids helping with the, borough crew. Just a
Yeah.
suggestion.
Yeah, if we can paint it, I would.
We just have to
100%
wait,
paint it.
Patty, to get, PennDOT.
Who's the guy painting down Volcano? He does.
I listen to you
Yeah,
guys.
Is it harder?
100%.
Not Dan harder.
As I said, I would do it, but it'd
Paint
be,
them in Volcano.
you'd have to get it all okay to do it.
PennDOT has.
Oh, yeah, oh, I'm aware.
To cover up PennDOT. But I'm
Give it the
tired
right
of
way,
this
yes,
being
to the center of the road, it's.
And it's that turn too, though. I look at it a lot, I think it's that turn too, and people ain't paying no attention.
Well, look, you got
Yeah.
a council member.
You'd have to have
Call,
surveyors
light,
come in and all this crap.
Monthly correspondence. Western Clinton County Municipal Authority sent a copy of the annual waste load management report. Clinton County Planning Department sent their May 2026 director's notes. Codes Assessment Professionals sent a copy of the monthly permit activity. Western Clinton County Municipal Authority sent minutes from the May 20th, 2026 meeting. Renovo Chief of Police sent May 2026 reports. G, D, and F engineers sent a letter concerning Act 14 notification concerning Western Clinton County Municipal Authority application for 15th Street potable bulk water loading station amendment, PWS permit number 4180058. Okay, mayor's report.
Nothing, majorly new to report, other than I rescued some kittens this month, that was nice. And, I got the approval to repaint the mail pouch sign, from Aaron, the owner, so I'm going to paint that back in, hopefully in the next, week or so when, rain lets up, so I think, again, coming into town there, that's why Patty's 100% right, I mean, we've finally got a really good kind of view going, and that wall's all banged up, I think about the same thing, and it's like, you can just push it back a little bit further, get the mail pouch sign looking good, get a little further, look a little nicer on Main Street, it'd be nice.
With the, tourist promotion. Mayor.
Oh, you have to get their approval?
Mayor.
Oh, well, and, I got this,
Tourist promotion,
what's that?
help pay for the paint.
I mean, I would donate the paint myself, that's really not that big of a deal, the paint wouldn't be a major ordeal, I would just need, the ordeal would be blocking the road, getting the PennDOT approval, and, being able to do it without getting run over by a diesel truck. Would be the biggest
What are you gonna
issue,
paint on it, Patty?
for painting it.
You could-
I would love
you
it.
could
I
build
think it would be-
Yeah, what do you wanna paint on
Actually,
it?
there's-
What do you want?
I think we just need to paint it.
He's not gonna paint up the fresh thing, he's gonna keep it.
You want leaves or something? You want friendly for you leaves on
I'm tired of being called remote town.
Paint some grass.
Put some grass, why not?
Yep.
We're in trouble for
I
not
don't like
cutting.
that label.
No, I'm doing the mail pouch, I only got approval for the one building after.
What do you want painted on it? Just tell them. You want leaves,
Yep,
what?
yep. What'll be in, I'm
Choo
gonna
choo
make
tree?
it, I'm gonna
No,
focus.
he's gonna do what he wants.
I'm not gonna make it
No,
modern, I'm
mail
gonna make it
pouch, he's
feel
working on
old.
that one building.
You want the mail pouch.
Not on that. That'll look
But a
nice.
train would be sweet.
Oh, I know, and that's what I said, I think it'd be great.
It's
just
not
to
gonna happen next
Push,
week, so.
push it back. And that way,
That open, on that open side towards the highway like that.
That's cool.
The traffic, you're gonna find it, it's amazing how it's all.
Yeah, I know, that's why, and then I asked Aaron, said, well, how are you gonna do? I said, honestly, I'm gonna try to keep it a little rustic, because that's its charm.
Yeah.
And so I literally bought special brushes, just so I can dry brush it in to keep it kind of looking antique, so that it doesn't look like a modern version of it, and bring all the old look of it. And apparently I have to get approval, I've got a big Renovo flag donated to the borough from someone, and she wanted to get approval to hang it in here. So I will need you guys' approval for that. It's a 3 foot by 5 foot flag. It is giant.
So we can approve it, but doesn't that have to be on the agenda?
I don't know. I didn't know we had to approve it to hang it, but
He's gonna sue.
should we approve it? I don't know.
Can I hang it outside for right now? And hang it clean? It's a cute, look, it's a cute flag.
We didn't approve, we've never
Can we,
approved like these.
Yeah.
okay, so can I just go ahead and hang it? Well, not me, then
You have to have a resolution for that,
do a
Yeah,
resolution.
yeah, I don't see
Okay,
why it
I'll
would be
do
a problem.
just so you know,
Hanging outside, is that what he's saying?
to make it the borough flag. You can't just say, I got a borough flag. There's gotta be a
Oh,
resolution.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
We already did it. didn't we?
And adopt
We
it.
approved it, but we didn't make it a resolution.
Yeah, you gotta go
I'll
through
put
your
that on
solicitor
for
or
next,
something.
Meeting for resolution.
Doesn't that cost money?
I'm sure they hear you say that.
They do. What? I just don't wanna
They
get in
hear
trouble.
you say that.
Doesn't that cost money?
Administration,
Not much for stuff. to do
There's
that.
$48,239.06 in the general fund checking after payment of bills.
How much?
$48,239.06.
Okay.
Um,
I didn't give them anyway.
in the ARPA COVID relief grant, there's $132,692.38. The trail development grant, there's $12,904.77. The highway day checking has $3,222. The street maintenance savings has $13,234.45. And we have a fire escrow account with $15,058.35. The May real estate taxes brought in, were $55,720.75. The earned income tax were $14,379.17, and the LST is $834.14. And we are talking about a CD for our ARPA money to hopefully get some more interest until we're gonna use it, so we'll talk about that later on down the line.
police and fire, building, health and sanitation, streets, parks,
Read the
ordinance,
second one.
grants.
I actually reached out to Jamie Schroeder and to look into some grants. And, she's on vacation right now, so she's gonna give me a call next week. And I'm gonna sit down and meet with her for some ideas as well as also Penn State. They're still working on getting the approval to come here and do a redevelopment.
Unfinished business. The additional parking sign on Fifth Street.
I'm gonna take the fall for this one. I did not realize it was an ordinance until Marcia was typing up the notes. Corey, you made the motion. I need you to rescind it. And Dave, I need you to second that you're rescinding it, cause you two were the ones that were on it, and then y'all need to discuss it again. It's an ordinance, so it would have to go to the solicitor to rewrite, advertise in the newspaper for the Fifth Street people to come in and discuss it, adding it. But right now, I just need you to rescind it first, and then y'all can discuss what you wanna do moving forward.
What's the cost of that?
It's either gonna be a little under 500 or a little over 500, depending on how long it takes the solicitor and the wording of all of that in the newspaper.
For one additional parking spot?
Or one,
Yep.
because it's an ordinance.
So, right now, they need to rescind it, so then we can
For
open
what,
for
I have to
discussion.
rescind
Mhm.
my second
Yes.
one?
Yeah, so Corey, you need to,
Corey, you made it.
You have to rescind.
and this one, that day,
Oh.
sorry, that day.
You were staring at me.
I know, but this Dave.
I didn't think that. I usually think you do. All good.
rescind the,
I make a motion.
I make a motion to rescind
The motion
the motion for the additional parking spot.
I would say, no,
Second.
Okay, now discuss. Oh, yeah, yep.
I'll make a motion that we accept the motion to rescind the motion.
Anyone against?
Money bags here.
You need a second for
You
that.
already
right?
seconded. I'll second it. I'll second it.
All
And
in
we get
favor?
this deed.
Opposed?
My question, what's the purpose of the second parking spot on Fifth Street?
He's here to discuss that.
Pump the money bags.
Come on, Steve.
It was just a suggestion, watching how the street is being used, that the 2 1-hour parking spots make sense because people pull in and out of here all the time. And it's to protect it, because 2 years ago, there was no parking on this street. There were 8 to 10 vehicles just for one apartment complex on this section of Fifth Street. So they did approve the 1 spot. I just suggested that we add an additional spot, because it serves the borough and the surrounding businesses.
Make it like tractor trailer parking, you just park like 3 or 4 in that spot.
Just expand the first one.
Make it one big parking
Make the
spot.
first
Well,
one
and
50
Dave's
feet.
been working on ordinances, so most of the cars on the street that didn't have the stickers are gone now too. 'Cause all those are.
Can I make a motion that we table this for a later discussion, when we when we have some more money?
Yes.
Can I say something?
We just redid that ordinance not too long ago, so, and we should have done it as 2 then, instead of, yeah, it's, we can't keep spending money.
The only thing I wanted to say was that the amount of money that Kristi read off, that was what I collected for April, okay? So now May, I haven't collected, well, May and this part of June, I've only collected maybe 12 taxes. I just wanted to let you know, remember the paper I gave you last month? Okay, so just, we're going the same route, okay? I will give you what I collected for May and June, not until by the 10th of July. So, and like I said, I've only gotten 12 taxes so far, so,
And then that trickle will dry up.
yeah, okay, that's it.
So we'll be getting a little bit of money in for delinquent taxes in July. And then we won't get any more delinquent taxes until October, and October will be a big month because the tax sale's in September, so a lot of people will be paying. They've removed their name off the tax sale. But we have $48,000, we'll say, right now until the end of the year. That's where we're at.
Okay, the rental registration application. Do you want to discuss it? Do you want to change it? Do you want to leave it the way it is, $75, which is a one-time fee for life?
Do you wanna do that in executive session, or?
No, that has to be on.
Oh, okay.
So the $75, if I have a rental, I pay $75 to register my property with the borough. I never have to pay it ever again.
No, one time, one time.
Hey, you still don't pay.
For the paperwork, I don't know what all it goes into, but that was, it was set to help pay.
Yeah, the 75 breaks, I see.
Yeah,
So it doesn't
yeah.
cost us money, but technically we're still kind of paying because
Yeah.
we're paying the administrative end of it, so really.
And she claims that most of them have already paid the
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
people are starting to tattle on one another, so I've had to send 4 more certified letters out since the initial 38.
Yeah.
And if they're not renting them, they don't have to do anything.
No.
Right.
No, and that when they call, they usually call and come in here, I was like, are you renting it now? No, do not. Don't call Joe, don't, like, when you start renting it, so I go on the list and I put no occupancy.
Yeah.
That way, cause Joe has a list too and he knows, don't go knocking on their doors, there's nobody living
Yeah.
there.
So if December, they have a tenant, they have a contract.
They have to come here.
Then they come here and they do their due diligence.
So is Joe the only one that can do the inspections?
Yes, because he's our.
License.
He's our.
So my only concern with this whole thing, and I've talked to some people about it, is the fact that they have one option to do the inspections, one person. I believe that leaves us open for a little bit of price gouging when it comes to costs and everything else, fees associated with
He's
inspections.
actually lower, he's only $45.
Right, but I think people should have an option, I just do.
That's who.
I don't think it's right that we force them to use one person.
Well, the problem with that is you can't afford to hire another code guy.
No.
They're lying, some of them.
I mean,
Maybe down the road we can give options, but right now.
if the person is legal, if they're legal or allowed to do the inspection, and they're, you know, why, I mean, I don't understand why we have to force them to use one person.
You don't know if they're going to be inspecting what we want inspected. Where our guy knows who's doing the same thing.
But to be, so to be compliant with what we're requiring, I mean, you can't pay me the state, they have to inspect what we're requiring. To meet
We could potentially, in the next couple of years or months or something, get a list of inspectors. But then that might force Joe to up his cost, because now he has to compete with other people.
Well, I mean,
But for now, I think that we should just stick with, I don't know how you guys all feel, but we should just stick with our code.
I just have to argue that I think that you're gonna run into that now, when you're supposed to use one person.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have an option, I just don't think it's right.
Can I say something about that?
I second
What are you gonna do when renters, when the people that own some of these houses have to put their tenants out because they can't afford to do the repairs that you want?
Yep.
I mean, what happens to those people?
And there's gonna be a lot.
And that's gonna happen, I guarantee you, because we are charging our tenants the bottom that we can charge. We're putting new roofs on the houses, we're getting ready to put siding on, we're putting windows on. At some point, that's gotta go somewhere. And when it does, that means that anybody that's renting is gonna be on the street. That's the bottom line, they will be on the street. Because at some point, it'll be cheaper for us to sell it than rent it.
That's where I'm at.
I mean, I'm all about safety, I'm all about standards, I'm all about setting a precedent, but in the same sense, I just think we're punishing the wrong people. I just don't think, I mean, there's not enough money to go around in this town, and you're gonna continue to suck from the people that are putting money in the town. It's not making sure.
Yeah, I disagree.
We have to take steps.
We have to, we're the only borough township in this area that does not have an agreement, a rental agreement. We're doing something that we feel is necessary.
And we've always had an ordinance,
But
it was just.
I don't have a problem with you saying, you know, you gotta do something, but to bring some of these 100-year-old houses up to code is impossible. You can't do it.
You can't redo the wiring and.
I've worked for the township in Noise, and we have to go through, in order to issue any kind of permits, we have to go through and have somebody do it. Well, let me tell you something, I had a camp come in, they wanted to build a camp. I said, here's the list of the people that you get your building permit from. They come back to me and they said, there was 5 people, 4 out of the 5 had different rules.
It was impossible.
They all had different rules of what they expected. Now, you know, like I said, the bottom line for us is, we have 3 houses on Erie Avenue, we have 2 houses on 6th Street, we have 2 houses on 7th Street, we just bought another one on 6th Street. We try to do the best we can. Like I said, we're in the process, we put new roofs on every one, we're putting new windows on Erie Avenue, we're putting new siding on that house. But at some point, at this stage, we haven't said to our renters, we gotta raise the rent. But when you start this, you know, it was before, like these vacant houses that we can't get fixed, we just cut a tree down and had that tree taken down. We had a hard time, I contacted the police about a car that was parked there, he got it moved. But, you know, before, we were not paying full water bill and full sewer bill on these vacant houses. The water's turned off, the sewer's turned off.
Yep.
But yet now, all of a sudden, we get a full bill. And I know in this council, I heard them say, when these people buy these on the repository, that they're only paying $25 a year for taxes. That's not true. Once you own that house, your taxes go back to the taxes. It's not $25 no more.
No, it's not. No, you're wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
It's until you submit a permit to the assessment office has to come out and reassess the property. Your taxes are based off of what you paid for repository.
Yeah, sale doesn't trigger taxes, actually
And
recently looked into
that's a
it.
state law, and we can't do
That
anything
is,
about
it's
that.
state law.
Right, the state says we're.
What about
What do
houses
you
that
need
were
for the
brought up
rental?
in court,
Is-
that
what
were
do we
court
need to
ordered
have?
to be brought up in code, and they still turned around and demolished?
So it
So I'm gonna make a
If you
motion
bought a
that we
house at a
keep the
repository
rental
sale for
after
$500, your
registration
tax, you would come and pay me
application
$9 and some cents.
So you wanna do a vote?
Okay.
on
That's
the-
my voice.
Until you do something, if you get a permit, then it goes up. If you do something to the outside of
Here's
it,
my
then they'll come and
another
reassess
concern
it.
is that.
If you don't touch the outside and just go inside and do whatever you want,
So we
nobody
put it
knows
in
about
and
it.
that
What do we
changes
have
it.
in place to not say that?
That might
it's not
change
gonna
that.
nitpick
Both
and
of
come
those
in
we
and
put.
say, and continue, I mean, to make.
Anything
One side
to
just
the
asked
outside.
the boy, and he said they changed
I'm
the
not saying
tax.
he's going to, I'm just
Anything
saying,
to the
there's one
outside.
person
If you don't
that's
know
doing
what you
it.
do to the inside.
So now we're opening
Once you
these,
do something to the outside,
these
that's what the
business
board
owners in
did
town
last time.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
to get into.
Like I said, I've
the-
already talked to my boys.
So, yeah, we can always, if we find, this
You know,
is.
we got
it's
the highest
something new
tax
for us.
base in the road in New Jersey.
So,
Ours is
because it's
2.4%,
we stick with
New
the
Jersey's
plan.
2.2.
Shh, they're talking.
And
They're
then,
trying to listen.
as we find things that are happening, we can make changes. We don't have to, it's I don't wanna say it's not a trial and error, but it's,
Pilot
we
program.
have always had this ordinance, well, not always, but it has been in our ordinance book. That was found whenever this whole thing was brought up, our solicitor said, you already have an ordinance. So we just had to enact it, we had to get a plan and move forward with it. So this is our plan moving forward, and I think that, and Joe actually is the one that helped us write the inspection list, because I don't know about any of you, I don't know what to look for. So I think if we stick with him, if we get complaints that he's not being fair, by all means, we'll revisit it. But for right now, I think we should just, he is our,
Actually, everything on that list is gonna be the same for any other code.
Cause that's a
Yeah.
state, that's
Yeah.
a state
Yeah.
code, that is not, the borough making something up.
and I don't think, because he's a business owner, he's not gonna wanna lose that business. He's not gonna wanna keep going back and going back and going back and us saying, oh, you're doing too much. He's gonna wanna stick to the plan and help our borough out, so that he can keep his business.
You want a voice vote?
I say yes. Okay, the voice vote is gonna be on the motion to not change the rental registration application charges. Corey Youngs,
No.
Tracy Bruno,
Yes.
Ted Hill,
Yeah.
Dave Knoll,
Yes.
Kristi Serafini-Brooks,
Yes.
John Simon,
Yes.
Dave Walker.
Yes.
6 yeses to 1 no, passes.
I do wanna say one thing though, we have to make sure that homeowners who own property in town and are doing the same exact thing that we're asking from the rentals, that they comply as well.
Yep, and that's where they.
And I understand that, but we are the example.
Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely.
We are the example.
New business. Motion to approve the hiring of Nicholas Dennis from June 15th through August 7th, 2026. And Francis Winkleman and Pierce Russell.
Yeah, we're changing the motion because they Career Link came in today, and the 2 that are starting at the beginning of July can actually stay working for us until the 22nd. Cause they get the 240 hours, and because they're starting 2 weeks late, they have extra hours.
So they can stay till August 22nd.
Yeah, the first one can only stay until
I don't feel worse.
the 7th, but the other 2 can stay until the 22nd.
All right, Francis Winkleman and Pierce Russell from 7/1/26 to 8/22/26 for the street department, paid from Career Link funding. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The Delaware Avenue Fund CD.
gave you all that paperwork, Kristi. You're the money lady, you go ahead.
So I asked Midge if she could, look into getting CDs for the Delaware Ave money. We have $132,692.38. For June, she reported that we got $118.23 interest, and that's is that the 1.05 rate? So it's money that we're using for Delaware Avenue, and we know that that project's not gonna happen for a couple more months, so why not invest this money and try to get more interest? A 3-month CD is at a rate of 3.6%, a 9-month CD is 3.65, and a 15-month CD is 3.30. So to me, 3.65 is higher than 3.30, 9 months would be better than a 15 month.
And Marcia says the 9 months at this point, because 9 months, if we go and do it before the end of this month, we'll still have the money to move back over when bills start. She's saying only move 100 just in case we have straggler bills that start coming in.
Yeah.
To go ahead and move the.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question, when
Yeah.
will we start having those? I know we already are paying some.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna pay Delaware Avenue till next year?
Right.
No, not till next, it won't go out.
It's supposed to go this year.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be done by time and foliage.
Not till
I might as well just.
What happened that it's on?
Why is it so far behind?
Something to do with the utilities under the road, that's why they've been out there now, is trying to figure out utilities under the road is all I know.
They were there one day, they're all done.
Yeah, so.
When do you plan on starting Delaware
They've been
Avenue?
doing the same
Not
for
until
20
next
years, don't you think?
It won't even go, they said, told me.
Then next year will be next year after that, you'll never get done.
Yeah, they said not, it won't even go to bid until, February or March.
So I think you might want to.
I thought it was already out for bid.
Yeah.
I need a motion to open
I make a motion that we invest $100,000 in a 9-month CD for 3.65%. And that, they
We gotta look at the potholes in that for 9 more months.
Yeah,
That's, yeah,
they're
so,
trying to, yeah.
and if it does turn out
I don't know,
that we
but
need
they
the money
dropped the ball.
sooner, we can always.
Marcia said if we do, we can go.
You can pay though.
We can have to pay to do it, but yes, we can take it back out.
You can pay that.
But we shouldn't.
No. Yeah, I got it.
Well, if they withdraw it before it's maturity, now you gotta get all that in.
all in favor?
Then they can possibly change their mind.
Usage of the police car for speed timing trips.
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, right now, I take my personal car to take the speed equipment down. It's 104 miles. But 104 miles at 73.
Where y'all almost at your budgeted amount for mileage?
Where does the speed trap stop?
It goes to Reach Road down in Williamsport. So what I suggested, instead of having to pay out that money, is to take the other police car that's sitting in the garage and drive that thing.
Why not?
Is there insurance on it and everything?
Why'd you use it?
Keep insurance on it.
I don't wanna make them
So.
What is up to y'all? That was a
I-
lot of money just for a trip.
Sorry for being
Is
late.
it insured and everything? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, so,
How often do we have to take it?
Once every 60 days.
yeah.
And you leave the vehicle down there or what?
No, it takes half hour for them to do it.
Yeah.
So you're just using it to drive it down?
Yeah, I'll drive it down, drive it back. Put the equipment in it.
Just to take the speed traffic equipment down to
It's gonna save money from reimbursing them for gas.
Right,
and
right,
mileage
yeah,
and everything.
it's
And
definitely,
it's in the cars here,
right,
unless
Sitting in the garage.
Drollinger's using it.
right.
No, he's got the new one.
Oh, this is the
Right.
old one.
This is
Oh,
the
oh,
old
oh.
one, yeah.
And also, it just shouldn't sit there. It shouldn't sit there because it's not good for the car.
Oh,
Or say
this
it's
is
not
not
good
the
for
old
cars sitting around.
No, this is the other intersection.
Okay.
Other end, yeah.
I'll make the motion.
Francie,
I'll
that
you
second.
got hired.
We use the police
I
car
said you got
to
hired.
Don't be cool.
Yeah, they're great, so.
Okay, at all, yeah.
Don't.
This is, we don't, he doesn't have to sign anything or anything regarding the transfer, does he? Like,
I'll make sure, he
Maybe
probably
that's where
would
I
have.
I don't think so, because we can't describe it. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're on our insurance.
I'll ask that.
Yeah, he'll have to be insured.
Well, because I was even was like, he's supposed to be turning mileage in for ordinance officer, and he hasn't been, because we don't have the money to reimburse him.
Thank you.
But
Thank you, Dave, that's.
that was something we were gonna later on talk about too, that if we have an extra car, let him drive that instead of paying him.
I just,
Money
you
that-
know, even though it's only 75 hours every 60 days,
Right,
that comes out, that comes out 6
I
times
don't know
a
if it's
year.
a wear and tear of the car, you can use your own vehicle.
Why do they have to recalibrate that?
Certified, do traffic stops,
Yes.
it's the law.
Yeah.
State says it has to be done every 6
Because sometimes they run it before you ask for it.
So where does Located
You don't have
City
that
take theirs, so they
same
can,
place.
Same place.
couldn't we collaborate with them? Not, I'm, just an idea, collaborate with them and whoever takes theirs, maybe we could pay them less to take,
Yeah, cause you're doing
like
it
less
together.
amount, like we could just pay them to take it.
Like to drop it off at Lock Haven.
Yeah, I don't know how Lockhaven.
Well, I could grab it.
They may have a,
But, we'll
calibration.
schedule this.
I don't understand it. Why?
I need a motion.
They already did it.
I know that your peeps back.
Okay,
Mhm.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
It's ridiculous. I'm an adult, act like that. Yeah.
Police
See, they made
laptop.
that lady down with Muncie sign that.
I gave that to you.
Till she got out of jail.
The laptop is under $1,000. It's deader than dead at this point, and they need it for court, especially now that he's on a roll handing out tickets and stuff, and to hear him frustrated, over a laptop that he can't get to work, cause all the film and stuff on there is
Did you break it?
he did not break it,
No, it's like.
but he needs a new one.
He broke it, so he got it.
He's currently using Marcia's old one that she ended of life a year and a
Yeah.
half ago.
Yeah.
It's dead. It doesn't support Windows 11. It really needs not work. It's not a want, it's a need if you want him to go to court.
Mhm.
So you want a motion?
Yeah.
I make a motion that we
If you're gonna use it just for
buy
fun,
the
you see,
police
if
laptop,
you're looking at something,
not to
no
exceed
idea.
$949.
Sad thousand.
What?
It's $1,000, not the
Not to exceed $1,000.
I'll second.
That's a good laptop.
We need it. That's definitely.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, then we go into executive session.
Yes,
I thought you wanted to say something.
Is there one more item on there?
yeah, that's executive.
That's exactly.
Okay.
Meeting over.
Executive session.